Coming to this part of the world to conclude, Rwanda and the United States enjoy good relations. The U.S. is a valued partner in our development and is active in many sectors including health, space, trade and investment, and we hope to increase our economic ties in the future. Rwanda is a land of opportunities, open for business and ready for American investments. Let me stop here my introduction, and I look forward to exchanging with you and eventually providing more details, elements I shared in these introductory remarks. I thank you for the
Good afternoon. My name is Jendai Fraser. I am the former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs during the Bush administration and U.S. Ambassador to South Africa. And I'm currently a Distinguished Visiting Fellow at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
My name is Abdallah Makishima. I'm the Minister of Youth and Arts in Rwanda.
Well, I guess I'll start off. I very much appreciated the Honorable Minister's remarks about Rwanda at 30, Rwanda in the world. When I think about Rwanda at 30, what I think about, which is so remarkable, is that since the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, Rwanda has done more than most African countries to rebuild its society for reconciliation, to create an environment of prosperity, and really to take charge of its own destiny. And when I think about this, many other countries in Africa since 1960, it's been 60 years for them or more. When I think about what's been done in this 30 years, I ask myself, what is that unique factor that is responsible for this success? And I'm sure that there are many, many factors, but one that I think, beyond sort of the leadership of the country and the hard work of the citizens, is there's this, Rwandans have been self-determining in the sense that they built their institutions around their own culture and their own traditions. When I think about it, in 2001 or so, I was in the administration and the Gacaca courts were coming up to deal with the perpetrators of genocide. And the international community was very much set against the Gacaca courts as a traditional justice-based system in the hands of the Rwandan communities. They felt this is not going to work. You know, there was a UN international, a UN ICTR, International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, and they were saying that's the way to go. But the Rwandan people and the Rwandan leadership stuck to its gun, looked to its tradition and its history, and made a remarkable move towards actually dealing with thousands and thousands of cases of the perpetrators in hundreds of communities around the country, throughout the country. So this was a tremendous success, and again, it was built on Rwanda's history, Rwanda's culture, Rwanda's traditions. I think about Rwanda Day itself, the fact that there's this new tradition of going outside of the borders, bringing the community together, talking about and bringing the friends of Rwanda together, as the minister was talking about the ability to showcase what's happening in Rwanda so that more visitors will come, so that more investors will come to the country as well, and also to reconnect with those Rwandans who are living abroad. And so I think that this intentionality, this vision, this leadership, and this fidelity to self and self-determination is a key to why in 30 years, in Rwanda at 30, there's been such a remarkable achievement. So with that, Minister, I will turn it over to you, and I'm sure we'll have more to discuss.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be on this stage today. It's my first time at Rwanda Day, and it's not, and it's always great to be at the first time, and you are the partner at the first time, and you are the partner as the minister. It's not that. It's really something not to take for granted. It's big, it's historical, it's Rwanda at 30. You can get it. Another thing that is a little bit complicated with me is I've been speaking Kinyarwanda the entire life. And now I'm supposed to speak after gender in English. And so I'm going to represent all the people who speak this Kenya English, so you're going to as we are in America, I'm going to share with you a short story when I came to America for the first time. It was in 2016. It was my first time to come to the US. I was coming for my pre-doc fellowship in the NIH, the National Institute of Health, actually near here, it's in Bethesda. I was going to do diabetes epidemiology, but before I came, I went to see one of the leaders in Rwanda because I wanted some, words of wisdom before I could fly for the first time. And that leader told me, you are going to America, a strong nation, well developed, with economic power. When you go there to study your medical things, please study other things too. He actually told me, when you get out of the airport, start learning. And I told him what to learn, because I don't know the country. He told me, as a Rwandan, when you travel in a country like America, you have to learn everything they're doing. He even told me, when you go to the campus, in my case, when you go to the NIH campus, see how the NIH is built, examine the labs, the standards, the protocols, so when you come back home, you can apply both your medical skills, but also the entire ecosystem, the organization's culture, and other things. But when I arrived in America, as a young man, as a young doctor, as a young professional, I was really excited to visit this country. To tell you the truth, I saw it very developed, as they told me. Trains, buses, good cities. I was really amazed. And I asked a critical question to my supervisor. How does a country develop this much? How do they do it? When I came, it was on the 4th of July. So there was the celebration of independence of America. It was the 4th of July in 2016. America was celebrating 240 years of independence. 240 years of stability. 240 years of peace. And when you see all these things, they have been built in the last 246 years. And we are just 30 years. You can see the difference. I think when we become 240 from the 30 we are today, it's going to be huge. Then I asked supervisor, how does a country do this? How did America do this? She told me, you are not supposed to discuss history in the medical lab. Again, we have a disclaimer, we don't discuss politics in NIH. So, but I'm going to give you good advice. In all your weekends, go to Washington, D.C. and visit all these 15 museums, the Smithsonian museums that are here. For those who still have time, they have to visit the museums here in the D.C. And then visit Lincoln Memorial, Thomas Jefferson Memorial, Washington Monument, Martin Luther King Memorial. And if you have time, go to Maryland and even visit the Harriet.
You're welcome. See you later. My pleasure. My pleasure.
And she told me, my supervisor, what did you get as a scientist? What did you get in those names I gave you? So, Lincoln Memorial, Thomas Jefferson Memorial, Washington Monument. She told me, to do this, America has names, big names. Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman. And she told me, in order to do it in Rwanda, you need a name. And she told me, you have a name actually. She told me in Rwanda, in the last, of course today, in the last 3 years, you have a name. And that name will help you. It has helped you to build what you have already built, but that name will continue to help you to build even the generations to come. So there is already a name in the development. My supervisor even told me, if you go in other countries, go to Singapore, there is a name, Lee Kuan Yew. In any country you go, and she asked me, did you pass by any time? I said no. But there is also a name called the CDG. CDG is what? Is shout the God. There is always a name behind a very developed country. And Rwanda, we have a name guys. And that is number one. And then I asked them, how do they build these big buildings, these convention centers, the universities, and these NIH? And she told me, here in America, there's a strong private sector. Strong people doing business, and that kind of model, different models of wealth creation. We have the Wall Street, the stock markets. She told me we even have the Silicon Valley for innovation. And she told me, if you want your country to be developed, learn some of the models we have here. Try to find an innovation hub in your country. Try to work harder with the wealth creation models and develop your private sector. That's one of the other things she told me. But then I asked her, it seems you've been very peaceful, no wars, no nothing. She told me, visit the Arlington National Cemetery. So she sent me to Arlington National Cemetery, and then I asked her, the big cemetery with the military graves. And I asked her, why do you want me to go there? She told me, for a nation to be like this, to be peaceful for this long, 240 years, you need a strong military. You need a strong army. That will protect your country inside and outside. And I told her that, as far as I know in Rwanda, when you ask the population of Rwanda, who are you satisfied with? They will tell you 99.9% we are satisfied with the president. Next, we are satisfied with our military. And I think we are there. So to tell you what I learned in America, the only thing I kept asking, Ambassador, it's the war in the neighboring countries, the war. You always have issues with the neighbor. So then I always ask, why if you are developed, peaceful, strong, you want to build the wall? And the easy answer is, Neighbors are always like that. So you need to always deal with the neighbors. When they are hungry, they get what they will think you have taken their food. When they so even if you are developed as America, you need to deal with your neighbors. So back home also, we have some issues of the neighbors, and I don't know, maybe the ambassador will have the global creators try to correct this term. But I want to tell you that for the young people, Rwanda at 30, Rwanda at 30 means the name. You've got the name.
You're not in the camera, I'm focusing. You see where the camera is? You see the light?
Change our name. And when we are in 2024, we have to remember our what? Our name. And then young people keep asking, what kind of skills do we need? What kind of commitment do we need after 30 years of Rwanda? The future is unpredictable, and the world is going to keep changing. Our friends, we are not sure they are going to continue to be our friends, but the American friends will continue to be our friends. Right? So, at least that we can understand, we can put that in our back. But the world is changing, so we'll need new models of diplomacy. So if we have young people in America studying international relations and diplomacy, we will need new skills in that domain. With the artificial intelligence and the new skills and the robotics, we need new skills also to bring back home. But if you are successful here in America, we encourage you to continue to be excellent where you are. And when you are excellent, doing great, getting some money, send us some money back home. Yes. We don't want you to rush and come home quickly. No, get first those money and send us some. And I think this is also one way we can do it. So having said this, Rwanda at 30, we need to continue liberating our mindsets. The journey of developing Rwanda is today, tomorrow, and in the future. America is 247 years old. 247 independent, peaceful, democratic. We are just 30. We are just 1/8 of what they have achieved. But think what we have achieved. Where we came from as a nation, there is really a hope in the future. We can do it. And to tell you the truth, we have young people committed. In a room, we have young people who came from Rwanda on their own ticket, who can show you what they are doing. Please see what they are doing. They are amazing. The future is in the hands of them. And they are very ready. So I want to assure you that Rwanda 30 give us a lot of work, a lot of commitment. But as far as we have these energetic young people, we can do it. But will you stay confident in the next 240 years?
Yes, you can absolutely count on it, sister. I think you can see why Rwanda is so successful with this drug ballet here.
How many do you need? Your
Just
people? Just you?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Barakoze abayobozi bacu banyakubahwa ministers ndetse n'umuyobozi waje gufatanya nabo inshuti y'u Rwanda ku kiganiro cyiza badukoreye kigaruka ku myaka 30 mu Rwanda ku isi. Biraryoshye cyane. Nagira rero mu mwanya dusangira ibitekerezo
abafite ibitekerezo bashobora no kuboneka bifuza kugira icyo babaza bakiri mu myanya yabo nagira ngo bakire ibitekerezo bituruka muri ruriya ruhande babisubize bakiri mu cyaro umwanya wanyu kugira ngo abafite microphone baradufasha